We're live. Okay, everybody. The episode is now going on in full force. I am joined by Coalbreed from Utah, and I am very excited to talk with Coalbreed. They were nice enough to send me some a cool shirt, nice little shot glass to represent them during this, and I thank you so much. And Mark, JB, and Nick is the band. And I just want to thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to do this, first of all. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Good. A little sweaty. We just got done practicing, so.
Practice is what makes perfect, or as close to that as you could get, I guess.
Sure, man.
And believe it or not, I'm standing up.
Oh, yeah. You have the short problem too. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I relate. But no, honestly, guys, thank you for coming on. That feeling is very much mutual. And I guess I want to just really dive right in. I did do a little more research before we went live, and just before I sent a link out to you guys, and found out some things. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I added that album into my iTunes because I didn't know it existed. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And we can cover that in with the Coalbreed lore if you would like to. And whoever wants to take the lead in explaining the origins of Coalbreed, I'll hand it over to you.
We'll let you go because you started.
Yeah, so back in 2018, I was reached out to by a couple of guys who played guitar and bass, the Visceral brothers. They had a band that I kind of joined. It was called Ascending Irony. That project pretty quick changed. The singer quit. And I run a music store in our local town. And so I kind of connected with a bunch of musicians. And when our singer left, I was just chatting with Nick one day when he came in, and I was like, yeah, well, my band's going good, but we don't have a singer right now. And he points to himself and he's like, dude, me. And I'm like, you know, it's a metal band, right?
Perfect.
I hadn't seen him play in like metal bands before. I've seen him in like punk projects and other alt projects. And so he came and tried out, and instantly it was just like a perfect fit. And that quickly evolved into what was called Black Corvus. So that's probably the album that you
it
played.
Is. Yes.
So we played as Black Corvus until 2024. And JB came along really quickly after Nick came on too. So before our very first show that we played live, JB was also looking for a band, talking to me in the store, and he's like, come on, dude, like you could use another guitar player. And I was like, let's try it out. And so we talked to the band, and he came in. It was, again, like a really good fit because JB knows how to play guitar really well, and he actually practices all the time. So
nice. That's a plus.
So that's how it kind of like came to be Black Corvus. I don't know if you want to talk about what led to it being Coalbreed.
I mean,
more than welcome.
So that was like what, 6-7 years? 6-7 years that we were, playing together as Black Corvus. We got all the way through releasing an album, and played a few shows. I'd probably say somewhere between like around about 6 a year we were about playing. And then 2024 rolled around, and we had pretty much some creative differences with the other members of the band. They wanted to go in different direction. We were having a hard time playing a lot of our shows, schedule problems, things like that. And so we kind of decided, after a couple of years of talking about it, of kind of redoing how we're structured, like as far as our band lineup. And it also kind of gave us an opportunity to start writing music a different way. And so if you listen to the Black Corvus album versus what we're doing with Coalbreed, it's similar, but it has a little bit of a different vibe to it.
Definitely does. And I actually don't mind that Black Horror stuff either. I actually quite like it. I sampled a few songs just because it was so close to going live with you guys that I didn't get to dig real deep into it. But I know what you're talking about. There's the distinct similarities between the two, but Coalbreed, I would say, just from my taste and my ear, I would say has more dynamics behind Coalbreed's music, in my opinion. I prefer it, and but that is interesting, and it was just kind of neat just discovering that when I was doing my research, and I'm glad you guys are willing to talk about it because I like to compile as much as I can into these, just in case people don't already know. But yeah, I'm quite thrilled to just get into all of that, the music, how you guys write compared to the old band and the old name compared to this with Coalbreed. But yeah, I love that. That's really interesting. Next order of business is, well, you guys actually went through how you know each other a bit with the music store bit, so I guess we could just kind of skip over that if you don't mind. But your sound.
Hold on. There's some interesting.
How do we?
Nick dated my sister like a long time ago. So I've known Nick like since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then and I've known JB through the music store since before he had long hair. So I mean,
we actually grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
So where we're at, we live in a pretty small town comparatively. So it's the musicians around here, we kind of get to know each other anyway. So like even in passing, we've all kind of had different projects here and there, but we always run into each other. It helps that he runs the music store, so we're always running into him anyway. So
it also helps that I'm like the only drummer in town. So
the only drummer in town, really.
Well, we are the only metal band within about an hour and a half drive.
100 miles.
So yeah.
What do you do back there, you turd? Well, I mean, I guess that makes you guys even more, I don't know if you want to say unique or just special, being the only metal band. So that's cool. And you didn't break his sister's heart, did you?
No. We're all cool. Yeah.
All right. I guess you might not have been sitting there if that transpired.
Yeah. I just like to give him crap about it. This is like 20 years ago.
I would too.
More. Like this is a long time ago.
Troy, by the way, chimed in and said, "Found it. What's up, buddies?" Troy Brought, I think, is.
Oh, sweet.
What's up, Troy?
What's up, Troy?
The Coalbreed sound, though, when you guys set out to rename and kind of revitalize the lineup, what was the overall vision for what you wanted to be different with Coalbreed versus Black Corvus?
So the way I always put it was I kind of wanted to punch people in the face.
Okay.
But then I wanted to put my arm around them and make sure they're okay, just to punch them in the face again, and that has to do with the heaviness, then the more melodic side of it, the actual singing as opposed to the aggressive vocals, and that's how I've always likened it to, and then the name, we just want something to tie us to home, and we live in Carbon County, and of course coal mines, and so it kind of tied us to home. We're all bred into the coal industry one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So the direction that that's kind of why we had the split too, was the different sound. So what they wanted to do with the other members wanted to kind of go even darker and heavier. And while I like listening to that sometimes, it's just we're kind of trying to go more after what we like listening to. And I listen to a ton of metalcore, and so it's I really like stuff that you can sing along to with the chorus.
Oh, yeah.
Then I also love heavy breakdowns. And just we wanted to write something that you when you listen to it, you couldn't not headbang. You know what I mean? So that was the big goal is let's get some music.
I could contest to that. I definitely headbang. Yeah, my neck is a little sore, honestly, to tell you the truth. I was jamming out this morning, refreshing my mind on the songs that are out under Coalbreed, get my kiddo bouncing around with me, and I kind of did this a little bit too much, to the side. I'm only 39, but I feel like right when I hit 40, it's just all going to go even more downhill, and I'm going to sneeze or just take a deep breath and dislocate a rib or
Oh,
something.
it gets
But
worse.
Yeah.
It gets worse.
yeah, they'll give you a reason to be more ornery, I guess. But yeah, JB, you're not wrong with the sound, man. I definitely feel like I'm being bludgeoned 1 minute by riffs and bass and drums, and then the next I'm getting this nice warm hug like, hey, I'm sorry I punched you in the nose and you're bleeding down into your mouth, but just wanted to make you sure you're okay so I could do it again the next song,
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's accurate. I love that describing it that way. It definitely fits. And we got another comment. I'll put it up there. Strike on animations. Yo, what's good, Coalbreed? What up? Definitely love the interaction. But no, that's cool. Oh, wow, another one. Oh, just Troy again saying 100%. But so what was the first song that you guys put out? Was Coalbreed, and I'm sorry if I get this wrong because I'm starting to get a little bit tired, or I had to wake myself up a little bit, but it wasn't Severing Ties, or was it?
Yeah,
it's okay if I'm wrong. Okay, good. Thank God. What was the writing for that like? I actually have a question where I wanted to know that with all three songs, but I guess we could start with that one. How was it born?
Man, so that one, we actually started writing that one when we were still in Black Corvus.
Okay.
We had some ideas for it. And I want to say that we were close to getting it done.
It was close.
And that was one of the ones that got shelved because of, I think,
creative differences
with the other members. So, when we ended up breaking up and then coming back together again, we brought that one back to the table and really liked it, and so we just kept working on it until it turned into what it is now. So
a lot of times we'll pull together like a riff and that main. I mean, you guys, they write way more than me on like that side of it. I'm just the drummer, but like along the way, that is what it feels like. Where we'll take one riff and it just kind of sprouts from there, where we all jam on that one riff and we kind of can feel where it's going to take us. We have a song called 13 Suns. I know that we're not talking about that one, but 13 Suns is exactly that way. Me and JB were literally just warming up before practice. And he was just kind of messing around on that. And we all started jamming at the same time on it. And it just took off. That was probably the fastest song we've ever written.
I remember Mark was like, holy shit, did we just write a song? I think so.
yeah.
So I haven't heard this song, obviously, right?
Yeah.
It's not out yet, but
on
Facebook, snippet of it, I think.
Yeah, we'll like on Facebook, sometimes we'll put just little clips, and usually it's not stuff that we have actually fully mixed and mastered, but yeah, we'll put up clips or sometimes just live stuff that we do.
No, I love seeing clips like that. I am a big nerd when it comes to seeing inside of a band's studio and process. That's something I love seeing that. Like even little snippets, I could just scroll and find every single one that a band might have and just rewatch it to just kind of take in what I might see. I don't know what things are called really, but it's still neat to see. Hey, get out of there, bud.
Yeah, we have a few from our last show we played. I have yet to put up. It's surprising how long it takes to actually take all of our live footage and clip it up and put it up so people can see it, because it's anytime we do like a whole song, it's like nobody really wants to sit through a whole live song, so we got to get a little bit snippy with it.
Got to work on their attention spans, man. That's
right.
Yeah.
True.
there was an album. Just I think it was Shinedown's new album. It just came out. It's like an hour and 5 minutes, and I'm thinking to myself, why would they do this? Because they do know that people don't like to sit through hardly even 30 minutes worth of an album these days.
Well,
They just like
songs on that, didn't they?
18, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a double album, but I don't think it was marketed or advertised as that. It's just being called a double album. I mean, I guess it could be, but no, I think I did look at some snippets of live clips and stuff. You guys sound great. I mean, it might have just been coming through my phone speaker and everything, but I still think it sounded awesome. So I'm a little jealous that I haven't witnessed in person, you know, being as far away as I am.
Hey, we're getting closer. We keep on pushing shows closer and closer to the West Coast. So, but with
huh?
Oh, I was just saying with the attention span thing, honestly, it's like me and Nick both have pretty severe ADHD. So we have to do it for ourselves. Like we gotta like keep it short and sweet, you know. So
yeah, no, I relate. I'm the same way. I suffer from the same affliction, if you want to call it an affliction.
It's a superpower.
Yeah.
You know, I guess you could look at it that way because there's some things that I know several people, my brother being one of them, whereas he's just like this whiz brain or kid with something. I'm just standing there going, how did you do that? You're like, I don't get it. But then I'm kind of the same way when it comes to like music and, you know, writing or, you know, whatever. So yeah, superpower would work, be accurate.
I see how it can be like debilitating for people, but for us, like luckily we both have kind of the type that it's more like, yes, I get distracted all the time and stuff like that, but it's also like I can hyper focus on the stuff that I really care about. And so it's like, and I mean, Nick's the same way. I mean, so it's like we can really get it dialed in when we're like obsessed with something, which luckily we're pretty into the music. So that kind of works.
That's where the attention usually drifts to. So.
Well, I mean, that's a good place to pour it into. And this song has a music video also, and I wanted to bring that up and talk about that. Was that like an abandoned factory or some kind of like mill or old coal kind of place that you guys filmed that?
Yeah. So we have a couple of smaller towns than the one that we live in that are kind of out. So in these old coal mine towns, they basically built these towns around the mines, and then the mine would basically close down after so long, and then some of the towns stayed and some just got abandoned and they moved to the other bigger cities. But this was kind of up in the East Carbon, Utah area. It was an old mining repair shop and overall just like facility that was, I don't even know how long it's been abandoned.
Long time.
Long time. But we have spots like that out here that are just sitting there and nobody's doing anything with them. So we took it.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, it was a cool location for a video. It fits like I don't know. It fits the song where you guys filmed it like really well, and it makes sense, you know, especially because of the band's name and where you guys are from. And I like performance videos like that too. You know, I like just seeing the band just jamming out and having a good time. I had a friend at work last week, it might have been the week before, that I wanted to show him because he knows about my podcast and he brings it up sometimes. He's like, who you having on this weekend? And I'm like, oh, I got a band coming on, Drop Lift, who they were really cool. I just did one with them yesterday. And then I said, Coalbreed I have come on. I was like, oh, Coalbreed, that's an interesting name. And I'm like, yeah, you want to hear him? And so I pulled up the video for Severing Ties, and he goes, I feel like I'm hearing Mastodon, and who else did he say? He might have said, crap, why am I blanking it? I almost wanted to say Behemoth, but that wouldn't have made. I mean, I get maybe you could see where someone could bring that up, but then again, I'm like, But point is he loved it, and he went and got the songs on. I think his Google Play Store or iTunes that he went to. He just told me about this after I had showed him, and he came back and told me his thoughts. But he dug it, so I did my part at my job too.
That's awesome.
And
that Mastodon's a new one for us. We haven't heard that one, but
we've heard a lot of comparisons, and we're always surprised what we hear.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to bring up, I feel like I hear a little bit of Shadows Fall sometimes when I'm listening, or Kill Switch, Engage maybe, and there was a new metal band from the early 2000s called Flaw, who Nick, when you sing, sometimes I feel like I hear a little bit of their singer in your voice. Yeah, I don't know if you know who Flaw is, but
so I'm actually I've talked to Chris.
Really?
A little bit online, not in person yet. I hope so. I'm trying to get him hooked up with a show with them. But no, I've been listening to Flaw since the early 2000s. They're a great band.
Sweet. Yeah, I love them.
I feel like what our sound, now that I'm just thinking about this, like right now, is like the more like the bands that we hear a lot more about, I'm realizing it's like if metalcore and new metal had a baby, we're kind of like right in the middle there. Like I go, oh, we actually do sound like a lot of new metal bands, but then it's like you have stuff like Killswitch that's, I guess that they're not really metalcore. They kind of are.
Kind of.
I don't really consider them metalcore either. I never really have, to be honest. But I mean, I guess you're not wrong to call them metalcore either.
There's so many subgenres. It's hard.
Yeah.
So like when people ask us what kind of music we play, we're like, well, alternative metal, metalcore, new hard rock a little bit. So we really haven't decided to stick in
jazz.
Yeah, I would just say call yourself a badass metal band. That would fit perfectly.
Take it.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. We couldn't say that about ourselves, but we.
Well, I mean, I would agree to disagree just for the fact that you play metal and you're in a metal band. So by default, I feel like that makes you badass. So
I like that. Thanks, man.
Yeah, and then let's move on to. Let me reference this really quick because I don't want to botch my own question here. So the 3 songs, when you guys are setting out, and you just did a run of shows, and then you have more shows coming up in June, what tends to get the attention of the crowd more? What gets them moving the most, like most rambunctious of the songs that you guys play?
Songs we don't have really.
Yeah.
No, Severing Ties hits really hard. I think like that one's that's done really well for us. I think we've been closing with that song, and it's been a solid closer. And Timeline we've been opening with, and it's been, I don't know, it's been
and all of them are received pretty well, but there's some that we have released that are a little bit heavier.
Yeah,
and
like 7 songs, I think.
About 7.
So we're still working on
them. They tend to get the pit going, and so it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I bet you it's nice validation for you guys seeing people react that way to them. Also, gets you, the tank field field and getting the adrenaline going. It does for me at a show. Anyway.
It's the real reason why we do it. It's because we love being able to impact people with what we play. That's the real thrill of it. Getting up there and seeing people moving around and enjoying what we're doing. That's what makes it fun. So
we've all played in other projects with guys that just didn't really want to even play shows. They just kind of wanted to jam. And I go like, that part's fun. Don't get me wrong. Like I like the writing process. I like all of that stuff. But the real reward is like playing the show. Like there's nothing like that feeling of playing the show. Like, so it just has always blown my mind when we've been with other, projects that they're like, man, we can just jam. It's like, why?
Differing goals and just interest in, playing music, I guess. I hear a lot of that, from bands like, this band member was once with us, but they left because they had a different idea of what being in a band would be like or what they would want it to be. So, I mean, I guess I get it to a point. but it's definitely nice to have people with you in the band that are like-minded as far as where they want to go, what they want to do with the band in general, and just the music that they want to put out. Which brings me to my next question. What inspires you guys to write the music that you write? What do you draw from for, like what Severing Ties could be about or Crossfire could be about? What do you have to say about that?
That's me. You wrote the lyrics.
Yeah. We're just
So a lot of my lyrics, I write about, most of the time it's like self-improvement, or trying to like look at yourself in a different light,
right.
Trying to get above all the things that are kind of suppressing you from your full potential. So even though our music is really heavy, and for a lot of people that don't listen to metal, they just hear the aggressive vocals and they think, oh, killing puppies or something. But honestly, a lot of the times I'm trying to get a positive message kind of out to people.
Yeah, I mean, I hear it in the music.
Just because we're all parents, you know what I mean? And so it's like I've got young kids that I want them to not only be able to listen to my stuff, but have it be like something that can impact their lives in a positive way and be proud of what their dad's doing, And so I think that that's super cool that that's the direction that Nick's been able to take it, is like, I'm proud for the lyrics to be released and to be for them.
Yeah, I definitely get a positive and like uplifting vibe, from the lyrics while I'm listening. I try to recall what I said about severing ties. It might have been to the effect of, just like shutting out like the things that want to take control of how you want to live, or something like that. Might have been what I said, or to that effect. So the goal that you set out for with your lyrics, Nick, at least for me, that was what I got from it. I felt better after listening. So,
well, fantastic. That's the goal.
I mean, for riffs too, though, you write a ton of the.
So yeah, I get inspiration from everywhere. I'm old, so I go back to like Extreme and Nuno Betancourt was huge for me growing up, and Zakk Wylde and whatnot. But then I also heavily influenced by newer bands like Bolt for My Valentine, Killswitch Engage. And so I can get a lot of stuff from those guys, and I try to be inspired from it, but be original at the same time. And I like to call Nick Dr. Frankenstein, because I'll bring a bunch of parts together, and I don't, especially lyrically, I don't have that in mind when I'm writing. And so I'll give him the parts and he just like puts the pieces together, and it works. It's really awesome. The other thing is, we're not pigeonholing ourselves into one thing. We all kind of have the same, we're so different, but when it comes to the music, we're all together on that same page. And so I'm not afraid to let Nick take over and do stuff. And if there ever is something, we talk about it, we work it out. It's not like, no, it's my way or whatever. So it's really nice when it comes to that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When it's all put together, it's pretty rare that a suggestion is not like put into the song, if that makes sense. It's like one member will be like, oh, actually, dude, I can hear this. Like, what if you did that? And then we try and go, oh, actually, that is sick. Like, we should do that.
Or, oh, this sounds weird. All right, let's try working on something else.
Yeah.
So it's pretty rare that we have real disagreements in writing the songs. I mean, as Coalbreed, I can't really think of almost anything.
Yeah,
that's a big positive in my book. But at the same time, I think that there's a healthy way to have those disagreements. You don't even have to call them a disagreement either. It's just they're creative paths that sometimes each of you could have different like perspective on the direction of a song. If you like, oh, Nick shows you some lyrics, or he hums a melody of something, or sings some of the lyrics. JB might want to do some like fast, noodling on his guitar and pinch harmonics or whatever, like Machine Head Rob Flynn style riff or something like that. But
all over the place.
Yeah, maybe Nick was looking for something more along the lines of like a hard rock riff, where it's just nice and clean and just like it's powerful. I don't know if you want to say a power chord or not, but healthy disagreements, I guess, is what my point is, are good to have every now and then.
It'd be boring otherwise.
Yeah.
Instead of just being a yes man about everything, you might risk putting out something that you could have refined more and then regretted it to a point, having it like, oh, maybe we should have done this a little bit differently when it was suggested, stuff like that.
So maybe I represented that a little bit wrong. What I mean by that too is like, it's not just like, oh yeah, we should change that. It's more like oh, we feel like something should be changed. Let's try it. And then often that Crossfire is a perfect example of that, actually. So that song, the original version of that song is nothing like the released version. Like literally it would sound like two totally different songs. And it was just because we were like listening to the original written version. And it was just like, I just feel like this part is off. What if we tried this? And then it kind of like sprang off a different branch. And so it's just like we all trust each other, and it's like we all have deep music roots, I guess, and so what's cool is like we're open to the fact that maybe our version that we wrote the first time is not like the best version.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Putting it that way, that's kind of what I was wanting to touch on as well with what I was trying to say. But no, that's definitely the way I feel like it should go. Just being open. It works.
And sometimes we'll bring full songs. Sometimes we just bring riffs. But even if I have a full song, I don't expect it to stay that way. Especially with the drums. I want Mark to do his things with the drums. He thinks different than I do, but that's what I like, because that's what makes us when we all do our thing. So it's nice to have that.
Yeah, I agree. I mentioned in a post today, I think it was one I made today or yesterday, about there's a lot of dynamics and a lot of really cool ideas in the songs. And what you're explaining to me, I feel like is the reason why, with how you guys work together, how you write your music, it all comes together and just, it's so cohesive, it's like it's thought out and everything has a really nice flow to it. I think Timeline, your newest one, is a really good example of that. It's like, 2 minutes, 46 seconds, but it's super solid 2 minutes and 46 seconds of a song. It's like, it's such great songwriting. I love, it's probably one of my, saying it's a favorite, I almost want to not say that because it's hard picking between the three for me, but it's a great song. I love the writing on that one. I guess I want to say, yeah, my favorite, especially.
It's our shortest one too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our shortest one.
Actually, it used to be called Lost Time.
Yeah, that's right.
Lost Time?
Yeah, it's what it was originally called.
We have another song.
Go ahead.
Oh, we just have another song that's not released yet that also had Lost in the title. We go, all right, we can't do that. We gotta figure out something. So part of the reason is because I already have a terrible memory for our own song titles, and so when it was like having two song titles that have the same word in it, I go it just. Yeah, we had to switch that up. But
there was probably about a good 4 years when we were in Black Corvus where you didn't even know any of the lyrics that I was singing.
Hey, you know what? That's because I could not hear.
We couldn't hear it. The space we were playing in it had so much reverb. Everything just sounded like a wash of noise. So it was amazing that we actually played together.
Plus,
as well as we did.
When we released the album, I was the one that put all the lyrics into the distributor.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dude, these songs are actually good. Dude, nice lyrics, man. These are actually good songs.
Okay, and then So the story behind Timeline, what makes that song special for you guys? And can we touch on, I guess, the origin or the inspiration behind it?
So, am I good to take that?
Yeah, go ahead. I was just looking at this.
So, so Timeline for me was actually really, really personal as far as, lyrically.
Okay.
That one has a lot to do with, just getting older, watching things changing, watching your kids grow up,
Yeah.
things just moving sometimes away from you, and you kind of lose it, And it for me, it was almost like a way to help me kind of remind myself to not let the little things just kind of slip away,
Mhm.
and try and kind of hold on to that stuff. So, because sometimes it's the little things in life that you forget or aren't paying attention to that can have the biggest impact.
I agree completely with that, especially with my kiddo. There's so much, with him being how he is, it adds its challenge to it, but I definitely am learning the lesson of slowing down and just taking that time and just being observant and present, which is another thing I took away from Timeline, is just being present in your life in general. And just, like you said, learning to value those small things, because more often than not, those small things end up being some of the most important things. And a lot of us take it for granted,
I think that one's also special to us. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the first song we completed as Coalbreed, as a complete song that we were playing together.
Without ties to Black Orbis.
Yeah. That's what
that
I'm
was
saying.
the first independent, just as Coalbreed, that we wrote.
Yeah. So that was a special one for that, and it's like a big reason why we pushed towards kind of going to Coalbreed, is like, we can't waste our time with the creative differences type of a thing too. And so it's like, we got to push for this, like you were saying, live in the moment type of a thing. So we were not going to let anything else hold us back anymore. So
yeah, definitely shouldn't. And then, are you guys planning on doing any kind of like video for it, like you did with Severing Ties?
We kind of kicked the idea around. We just haven't quite had the time to do it.
Okay.
We've had a whole bunch of shows on our calendar this summer, so you have to kind of divvy out your time between, are we writing songs, learning the songs, recording the songs, doing videos, playing shows.
Our real jobs.
Yeah, there's that too. So it's kind of a juggling act to figure out what we can do and when.
So right before we started playing all these shows, the priority was exclusively writing. We were writing a bunch of stuff. We actually have 2 songs that we have mostly written that we've just never performed, because they're not because all of a sudden we started playing a bunch of shows, and that really a really important thing to us is playing a really tight live show. And so yes, we know these songs well, and we could play them by heart most of the time, but if we're going to be playing shows, we put a lot of time into prepping for that show, just to make sure that we know it's tight.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's really separated into 2 completely different times, like the writing time, and then it's like show and prep time. So yeah, I think what we'll eventually do, we have ideas for a music video, but it's kind of shelved for a minute while we're doing all these shows during the summer.
Don't want to be too overloaded, right? Got to find a balance, some things that work. I know my job gets in the way of what I would like to do instead of a job. I mean, who doesn't feel that way? You feel like you're just kind of shackled to it. But these runs of shows.
I was just saying, we got more than 20 other songs that we haven't even all sat down and listened to together, that we can
some ideas from JB. He'll write some stuff, and then some ideas for me. I'll write some stuff. Some we've worked on cross just a little bit, but not enough to sit down and play them fully. So,
and then I have some ideas for intros, and that's it.
So we got a lot.
Look out the cowbell.
That's coming.
Oh, the cowbell! Gotta have more cowbell.
Yeah.
these runs of shows that you guys just did, I want to touch on how that went over for you guys. It looked like from the photos that you guys shared and like everything else that it was a fun run.
Very.
Yeah. Yeah. Our last show, we just played in Idaho Falls at the Gem.
Right.
It was awesome. It was a great show. The bands were, awesome. Just good people. The crowd was very receptive. They seemed to really enjoy the show, and we were a little bit surprised in a good way. But it was a great show. And yeah, the week before that, we were in Colorado. So we played in a show in Colorado Springs, and then the next day we traveled up to Denver and did another one. So
they're fun, man. I mean, they were well received. Like I'm always nervous to play in places that we don't really have a real following yet. But yeah, I mean, we gained a bunch of followers from those shows, and it was just really fun. It was well received, sold some merch, so that's always good.
That's always a positive, and I mean that is one of the ideas behind getting out and playing is just getting yourself exposure, and I could understand the nerve-wracking aspect of that, playing for a crowd that probably doesn't know who you are really for the most part. It's like, how are they going to receive what they hear? It's like you want to go over well, but you also prepare yourself that maybe it won't go over as well as you hope, So glad to hear that it wasn't any of that side of it and it was all just great. So that's awesome. And hopefully this next batch of run for this, why am I jumbling my words, man? This next run that you guys are doing in June is more of that same awesome kick-ass reception and exposure for you guys. And hopefully that booker, promoter that I sent you guys, hopefully something will be worked out with that to get you guys down this.
I haven't heard back from him yet, but yeah, I did hit him up.
Hope you do, because I'm told he's great. And then, so you have some songs that you guys have been working on. You've been mentioning that. And aside from these songs, what else could we potentially look forward to from you guys with, new music, more shows beyond the June shows? What's it looking like?
Well, yeah. So obviously we're always trying to look for new shows to get out there to some new areas. But yeah, we have 6 songs that we're currently playing out, 6 more added to the 3 that we've already got released, that we're working on getting recorded and then mixing and mastering. And then and JB said earlier, we've still got a database of music that we haven't even worked on yet. So, but yeah, just kind of slowly releasing our tracks one at a time as we kind of get them done. And hopefully a couple more music videos along the way.
We're just getting back into recording some of it because we have like a couple weeks off between we're playing stuff at the end of each of these months in the summer. So we're going to start recording some of that stuff so we can get it to the guy who does the mixing and mastering on it. So I think the goal is to be steadily putting out singles. We thought about doing the route of putting out the full album like we did with Black Corvus, but we just want to be consistently putting out songs, and it's just the way that we're doing it is taking a little bit longer because we're trying to do it higher quality, and so it's just we think we're gonna put more effort into each song individually and then just release it individually.
Yeah, and then eventually we'll compile those songs into an album that we can set out there.
Right.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was my next question. Compiling it later on or break it up into 2 EPs or something like that. So
probably put it in one album just so you can sell a CD. It's shocking how many people still want to buy a CD. We weren't gonna. What was that?
I still do. I love physical media. I love opening up to get the cellophane off or whatever you want to call it, and just that the smell is part of what I love most about. And then just popping it in the CD player, going through the linear notes and the lyrics and things like that. Everybody should experience that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids these days are missing out. They
Big
don't
time,
know.
man. It's
Yeah.
all digital.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
eventually we'll get to that point where we can put it on a vinyl too. Because I'm a big vinyl guy myself. So
Mhm.
I've got everything from, big band jazz swing music from the 1920s up to Slipknot on vinyl. So
Oh, that's real eclectic and really varied. Yeah. I listen to some of that stuff too. People probably wouldn't expect that I would, but I do.
I don't really have I have my favorite genre, but I don't care what it is. If it's a good song, it's a good song.
yeah, we're all of us are pretty flexible with the kind of music that we like. We do everything from, pop, rock, electronic music, show tunes.
Show tunes.
The Muppet movie soundtrack is a great album.
If it's great, it's great, right?
Absolutely.
Who doesn't love Am I a Man or a Muppet? Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love the sense of humor that you guys have too. I like to laugh and just have fun on these and just, like I said, like I'm talking with friends. But I'm really excited for all of that. I'm really glad that I found you guys. I'm beyond music obsessed. I'm always talking about it. So here's an example. I found you guys, right? And while I went and checked out the songs that you guys had out, took them all in, loved them, reached out to you guys. At that same time, I was also scrolling on Instagram and stopping on each individual ad that the band had, listening, seeing if it grabbed my ear enough, and then reaching out to them. Like I'm always consuming. Like it's just sometimes it's aggravating that I'm always thinking about music, but I also wouldn't want it any other way because I get to meet cool people like you and talk with them, share your music around, and it's all really fulfilling and rewarding. But no, I really enjoyed this talk, and if there's more that you guys would like to say for last announcements or anything like that, please feel free. But I just want to let you guys know that I've had a really good time, and apologies if my words have been a little bit jumbled or just feeling a bit today. I've worked hard the last week, been helping my folks build a gazebo, like patio thing, so just a little tired. So
Good reason.
yeah.
I don't know.
But,
I would just say keep your eyes open because we're always looking to book new shows, do new stuff. And don't be afraid to hit us up. Check out our social media. Leave us a message. Whoever you are, if you like it, let us know.
Yeah. We're not one of those bands that just like watches comments come in and just be like, oh, that's cool. So if anybody actually says something, we'll hit you back. We'll answer questions. So yeah, we're pretty friendly guys, even though we're in a metal band.
Yeah, contrary to a lot of people's belief that metal guys are scary and unfeeling, it's so not true, man. It's so not true.
Dude, my favorite shirt ever just explains it perfectly. It's August Burns Red's shirt. It says "Angry Music for Happy People."
Exactly. And then another good example, Corpse Grinder. The dude buys teddy bears for children and sends it to them. Like, how do you not love that?
Yeah, right.
So, but no, yeah, thank you guys for coming on. I really hope that this gets you guys some new follows and new fans coming your way. That's even if it's one, my goal is always just exposure. I wouldn't want anything more. Well, I mean, I do wish more for you guys, just continued success and killer shows and just loving what you do, but just getting the fans your way. That's why I wanted to do this. On top of just meeting some new friends and chatting. So I really want to say thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Likewise.
We'll make our way out there to you as soon as we can. As soon as we get an
I
opportunity.
sure
we'll be
hope
playing
so.
out.
It's a goal for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen. I'm willing to wait as long as possible. I will still be here. And any last thoughts before we take this off air?
I think I'm good.
Good,
Yeah.
man. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot.
Party
It's fun.
on.
Well, thank you everybody that's tuned in, and apologies to the 3 that just popped in at the tail end of this. You can watch back pretty much instantly to see what you missed. But I just want to thank my guests, Coalbreed, again for coming on, taking the time out of their day to do this. Please go and check out their music. It's available anywhere you would think it could be. iTunes. They have their music on YouTube, Spotify. Please like their social pages. And like they said, you reach out to them, they will respond. I could attest to that myself. But this has been the Audio Strain Podcast with Coalbreed. Thanks for tuning in, and until the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.